Rolling.
Hey, YouTube people, I guess. YouTube, I don't know, people that follow me on YouTube. I don't know how to make YouTube videos.
I guess you call them Rawites.
Raws,
Oh, Rawzinians?
Nah, drivers that want to know how to fix their truck. Anyways, we're going to do the EGR valve on, what's your...
Brian.
Brian, okay. And it's Ross here. And figured I'd video it and stick it on YouTube. You know, hey, how do you get the EGR valve out? 1,000 questions. 1,000 people ask me, oh, you show the whole EGR tune-up, but you don't show the EGR valve. We're going to need the EGR valve. So kind of zoom in a little bit on this area. What I've done so far.
All right.
And is I've taken the 2 screws out of this pipe, which I show in my first EGR videos. I take the 2 screws out of this pipe. I'm going to pull it off, just like we did in the EGR tune-up videos. And I'll throw that over there.
Yes, sir.
Come back over here with the camera. You got this little gasket here. You don't lose that. And then we're going to take the EGR valve off. This is the actuator stem that operates the valve up and down. This is the valve body itself. They're usually a pretty big pain to get out sometimes if they've never been out. This one's never been out. And it looks like it's not going to be easy to get out either because we got wires and hoses. And what model truck is this?
It's a 2010 Peterbilt 387.
387 Pete, 2010. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. So we'll see if we can get it out. We'll do that. Now, since I've never done this truck, we're going to have to discover as we go. Looks like I can get to the cover. The cover is, you want to show the cover kind of area. The cover is these couple of screws here. Looks like 10 millimeter. I got my little handy size ratchet here. Get up in there in pretty good places. Got that at Lowe's. Grab this little bolt here. Extension. Yeah. Got that one loose. Go.
All right.
Get that one loose. This is just a cover for the EGR valve.
Kind of protect it?
This is, yeah, protection cover. Heat shield.
What would they be protecting it from?
The wiring.
Okay.
You know.
Because that gets hot in there?
Yeah, it gets a little warm up underneath it. It's got exhaust gases in it. It can. It's not supposed to, but it can. Yeah. That cover loose. Yeah. Backyard mechanics. You gotta do what you gotta do to make money, right?
I hear you.
There we go.
Don't want to take it to the dealership. They replace them in turbo right now.
Yeah, they would. A guy called me 2 days ago and said that he spent $7,000 already. I don't know on what, because they said they cleaned his DPF. I said they didn't replace it. No, they cleaned it and they did a lot of labor. That sounds expensive.
Yeah, $7,000.
And now they want another $1,700 because he's having the same DPF problems, and he's got a brand new, or they said his DPF was cleaned or something, or no, that's what it was. His DPF was brand new, but his DOC and all that was clean. And now they want another $1,700 to diagnose it to see if it's the turbo. That's what they told me. What are they gonna do for $1,700 with the turbo?
Yeah.
Take it off and look at it and put it back on? Or? I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna give him in the shop. They're gonna tell me he needs a new turbo. They always do. You know. Oh, it's shot. How's he gonna know any different? You know?
Yeah, you were able to talk me through it over the phone in like 5 minutes. As far as checking to see if there was any oil seals or anything
Right.
that were blown.
Now, this cover
It was
is
really
not
easy.
being very friendly. I don't know if you want to show a little bit of this. Cover's loose. I'm trying to get it out. It's not being very friendly. Oh, I might have found a little trick here. Maybe. But you got to be careful if you take it out this way, because the starter is directly below this. If you drop that face flat, the starter's sticking out like this. If you drop that face flat down, way down here, short that starter out, you might blow a hole in this cover because all the batteries are connected to that starter.
Okay, yeah.
You gotta be careful, you know, a little bit. We got the cover. Throw that over there.
Yes, sir.
And now we got a little better view of the EGR valve. I don't know if you want to take a shot of that with the camera.
Sure.
Sort of get a wide on this with the light. That's the EGR valve itself back there.
Hang on.
This whole thing, all the way to there. That whole thing.
Okay.
That's the actuator, the little plunger. That's the valve body down in there. It's a little plunger. Looks like, I think it looks like a miniature toilet bowl. I don't know. Might as well be, as far as I'm concerned. It's dirty and trash in it. Anyways, I'm going to pull this connector here off. Squeeze on the back side of it, it should come off. It looks like it's painted on there. So there it goes. And, you know, how are we going to get it out?
Yeah. Take what?
We're not going to get it out through the bottom.
This
Yeah,
hose right
that's
here?
the fuel line, yeah.
Okay.
We might have to take that fuel
That's
line
fine.
to get this out.
Rolling.
Alright, so we're taking off the fuel line because this truck is so tight. You know, most trucks you don't have to bother with all this, but his truck is really tight. So we're going to take the fuel line off. That was a 24 millimeter. Or actually, no, it was a 1 inch. 1 inch because his truck, even though most of the fittings on the engine are metric, the connections from the truck are standard on this one. So, and we got a 27. We're going to take that. We're going to get that out of our way too. So let's go ahead and do that. Get that off of there. Might have to get on it. Ready?
Rolling.
Yeah. So you're gonna be a diesel mechanic now.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna take all this stuff apart and we won't be able to get it back together, man. What do you think? You'd be under my shade tree for a month.
I wonder what that pays. I think I get $100 breakdown.
Yeah, there you go. You're doing great.
These bottom ones are 13s too?
Yeah, they're 13s. You need a little extension on there. You wanna?
That should be good. Just want to make sure I'm on this thing.
Oh yeah, make sure you're on the bolt all the way. Don't strip the heads out. And I use these. If you wanna zoom in kind of good and close on that for a second. I use these 6-point impact sockets. Cobalt. Yeah, cobalt. Yeah. Snap-on cobalt. You know. You can zoom out, I guess. That way you don't strip the heads of a bolt. I mean, these guys here, you know, zoom in a little bit on there. You see this? Those are 12-point sockets. They're not the best thing in the world to be using on something that's really tight. You can strip it out. So I try to stay away from these. So get all my tools there. We'll get it done.
Rolling.
No washer?
I don't think there's a washer on that screw. Anyways.
Here's one. But I think it stays on.
Oh, okay. So we were talking about the EGR valve, how it operates. You know, the actuator on top, this little guy here, it's square. And I think I described it a little bit in my EGR tune-up videos.
You did.
You know, and the valve stem itself, you know, it's sitting down here in the valve body. Well, they're not connected, okay? It just pushes down on it. It's spring-loaded. Well, what happens is this thing starts sticking. You know, the valve starts sticking. It's full of soot and trash, and in the top of it, between the bottom of this and this little space right here, it gets rusted. And what happens is this pushes down and it comes up, doesn't come back up. Well, that puts exhaust gas into your intake. So you've got more exhaust gas in the intake than the thing wants. Well, guess what it does? It produces excess soot because now you're not burning as clean as you should. You know, maybe you hit a bump, it comes back, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bad design. You know, it's not actually connected so that it could fault if there's something wrong. So you won't get any faults. That's why you have to take this off and actually clean it, because it'll do this and you'll just lose fuel mileage and you'll never know why.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why you need to do this. Do you have to do it every 200,000 miles? No, but you should do it every 300,000 or 400,000 miles. At least check, make sure.
And that's just the EGR valve.
The EGR valve, yeah.
Okay, this is every 150,000, you told me?
Every 200,
Okay.
250 at the most.
Okay.
If you're a solo driver, you know, just take time, do it once a year.
That's what I was thinking. Get it and build it into a
Get it
routine.
out of the way, yeah. You know, build into a routine.
And then this is every 300,000 or 400,000 miles.
Yeah, at
Okay.
least
Okay.
300,000-400,000 miles. You need to pull that off. You know, so you're looking at 300, 600, 900.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
probably
if you
what
do that, it'll stay clean. It'll keep functioning. You know,
Yeah.
you won't have to buy a new one. You know, maybe an actuator goes bad at 500 or 600 or 700,000, but that'll give you an alarm. So,
Okay.
Alright?
But your valve, there's nothing.
The valve is just a stupid mechanical
Okay.
valve. We'll take a look at it.
And like you said, there's nothing connecting it to the actuator. So when it gets stuck, it's stuck.
It's just,
Open.
yeah. And we'll take some video of that
Okay.
so people can see that.
Recording.
Okay, I've loosened all 4 of these bolts that hold the EGR valve onto the engine. These are 13 millimeter bolts. There's 1 up there, and there's 2 on the bottom here. And then I also had one that has this little red, this is a 13 millimeter socket. 16 millimeter socket. And it's got this little red plastic cap on there. Take that off. And we actually took a 16 millimeter socket, put it on there before we put the ratchet end on it, and that allowed us to turn it so that way you don't need a deep well.
Yeah, I didn't have a deep well with me yet.
And so we've got those 4 bolts, and we're ready to take the EGR valve off. And this is how to take apart your umbrella fan.
Stupid umbrella.
Watch your head. There's I don't know how far that lever is going to come down, but there's a lever right above you. Yeah.
You did that on purpose.
I know, I did it on purpose for the video.
Oh, she really is shooting. That's funny.
Yeah, that's because I got a couple beers in me and we're working on trucks. What do you think?
Y'all should get a. This is kind of interesting.
Look at his hands.
Y'all should do a.
That's how you make money, though.
Yeah. Hey, that cleaner right there costs what, about 30 cents an application?
Yeah, there you
It's a
go.
good investment.
All right.
It's a big umbrella.
Yeah, well, it's gonna rain on our butts. Oh well.
Okay. You want to get this?
Yeah, get that video. He's in dire need over there.
Yep. Okay.
Let me get some light over here.
Okay.
Here you go.
All right. And then here.
Show the trick and all that.
Are you shooting?
You found a trick.
Okay. What I did was this thing, Roz has said that it took him a half hour to get one off before, and this thing wasn't budging, it wasn't moving. So I kind of put my hand in this hole and rocked it back and forth. I really wasn't getting anything, just a little bit. And then I was, this is important to know too, that it's okay to go ahead and grab this actuator on top. You can move that back and forth too. That's where I started getting my leverage. And the way that this whole assembly is up in there, I kept rocking it back and forth with the same motion and I wasn't getting anything. And then what I did was I kind of stirred it a little bit and it popped right off.
Ah, see, you learned not to teach me a trick today.
So, and now it doesn't want to stay up there anymore.
Yeah, see, once you get it out,
It comes right out.
Now the jigsaw puzzle, huh?
And it is very heavy.
Oh yeah, it's heavy. It's it weighs about probably good 30 pounds. So, you got to grab hold of it. The jigsaw puzzle. Can you get it? Oh, look at there!
I'm really good at puzzles.
Oh, you got it right out.
Look at that.
Cool. Now get a good shot of that from the side, maybe, and down inside there. Now that's original. That's original, and they're usually green on the back side. Okay, so I don't know why they painted green, but they only paint the parts that aren't exposed.
Mm-hmm.
That
And
one
you can
is
see the
pretty
plunger.
bad. You can see up in there. That's pretty bad. So.
And then that might contribute to some of my fuel mileage that's unstable.
Yeah, it's unstable.
It's probably sticking.
Yeah, now let's get this actuator off the
Okay.
top. And let's check the plunger.
Rolling.
So, I'm going to show, since we're at it, how to get this Allen wrench. It's totally stripped out, okay? I'm going to take a Torx bit. This is a 3mm Allen wrench, 3mm Allen screw. And I'm going to use a T20, which is too big, but only by a teeny tiny little bit. Now, the reason why I'm going to use a T20 is if you look at the end of that, I don't know if you can see that against the white paper, zoom in really close, you can see that this has got some bite to it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, what I'm going to do, I don't know where my hammer is, let's use this for now. Redneck style. We'll put that in there. And we'll tap that down to the base. I'm going to tap it until it goes all the way to the base. All the way to the base. And it's going to cut just a little bit of star bit into that Allen head. And it's going to bite like you wouldn't believe. And then I take my wrench. And I get on here. and I break it loose. Now I've already broken this one loose, you know, just showing how to do it. So it comes right out. So that's how you, and you make sure you put a little pressure with your hand, you know, to get it initially started. Like that, you know. If you ever get an Allen screw that doesn't want to come out, that's one really nice trick you can do. This one is messed up. We're not going to put it back in. I don't recommend reusing the screw. You go get another one. And we can get another one from up the road there. So that's how you do them. If you ever strip an Allen wrench out, Allen head out, that's how I do them. It's really, really easy.
Okay.
Alright, so we got these loose. Got all 4 of these, taking them out. And this actuator, it's got a little gasket. Oh, where's the gasket? Where's the gasket? They never put it on, or somebody had it out and left the gasket off. You know, look down in there. Guess what? That's what happens when there's no gasket. Well, sometimes it does it anyways, but that one's really bad.
All the dirt.
All the rust. And you can feel that thing hanging up down the bottom. Oh yeah. Turn it, push it real slow. So, and this thing here, now this thing here, you can test it a little bit. You can pull on it like that, make sure it's nice and smooth and easy. But don't pull it too far, because it'll go, boop. Oh, and you'll lose the alignment. So
That's what that guy was talking
you
about.
can lose the alignment of this thing.
Okay.
Now I've done it, I pulled it all the way out, but if you're really careful about putting it back in, you know, you may not be a problem, but I wouldn't recommend it. It only goes about this far. That's it. Okay? And you can tell because it wants to turn now.
Okay.
Where it doesn't before, see? So you can check it. And if you want to check that. That one feels pretty good. That's not going to tell you if it's good or bad. It's just going to let you know if there's any corrosion up in there.
Okay. Ballpark figure, how much would it cost?
I have no idea what the part is.
Okay.
It's different at different dealers and shops.
Okay.
But don't go too far. Once you get to that end, it comes
Well,
right off.
you could see the
Yeah, you can see the end
grooves?
of it. Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
You can see them breaking the
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. So that feels pretty good though.
yeah, slides in and out
Yeah.
really
This
easy.
one here, when I first pushed it, it was hanging on me a little bit. It's sort of not now so much.
Yeah, I think you might have broke some soot loose.
Yeah, because I pushed it all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
And generally, I don't push it that far.
And there's so much soot in this thing.
Yeah, you got a lot of rust. I would say, clean this thing out really good. Might help.